black linen scales, which I think are awesome as well. But, there's an option. So, but we can talk about that afterwards. So anyways, throw that out there. There is that option. So I'm going to put Dewey. There you go, Dewey. Got your name on it. I don't need you to screenshot anything. I already got your address. And that's what's nice about this small channel is you have a really good chance of winning things. And chances are you've probably won something already on here, so I don't need to get all the crazy details. Then again, I don't have 1,500 people in my lives either. I got 26. So I didn't even get to 100 likes tonight. Sheesh, I must have failed at life. Goodness. So if you haven't already double
what up, Fat City?
Let's try to get, well, I'm not going to
You on Dark Waters Live right now?
So, live at Kodiak Edge now. Okay, well, I'll go stop by Kodiak Edge and get on there. And you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you guys liked that stream tonight. I know Stacy was asking me to do another one of these. I like doing it, but I don't want it to be boring for you guys. I just wanted you to see the difference on how I do this process.
Oh,
and then going
what
through
up,
that
Pat?
spectrum,
What up, Justin?
seeing that color change. I think that was, to me, it's very enlightening. And if you have that kind of a mind, hopefully it helped you out too. So that was the whole point of this tonight, was to show you guys
okay
how this works. So anyways,
get my chat up on the screen.
Y'all. If you guys hit me up on Instagram, I'll always respond if I can. If I don't respond, I'm probably in a
Dark Waters just stopped in. So, I'm doing the same thing he did. Maybe he can coach me.
Military related.
So we'll see.
Thank you all.
I got this cubit apart that
I appreciate you.
That
and thank you so much for the support.
Louis
really
sent me.
It does mean a lot. And,
oh.
See you next week. Thanks for having you. No problem, Vic. And Dark. M65 and M81.
Where's Louis at? Justin, message him, please. Hey. What's up, Grizz?
Yeah, Ground Fog, hit me up on Instagram, and I'll chat with you about that. So, congratulations to my winners. And again, shameless plug, if you're not part of the...
I tried to find Polywog
please consider doing
in my notifications. You got to find them in your notifications.
The April giveaway, and to me,
the bell
this is a banger.
In YouTube, and look for when he was
Darkwater Custom.
He was muted. I couldn't find him. I went back 12, 15 days, could not find him.
This is definitely one of them.
I don't know how long ago it was, but
thank you so much for hanging out.
Whoever my mod is that muted him, they need to look through their notifications too. I think.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay, he's over. Okay. Well, I thought 300 Blackout would win that knife, but it was a 208 rifle instead, I guess. I can't believe that last comment. Who's that from? All about knives, Lance. All about knives. Check out the Jose Cruz knives. You can get them on Amazon or even eBay. Peasant knives, about 25 bucks. They're kind of like the Opinels. He hand makes all these. He hand makes all different blade shapes and everything. He's even got a modern puller, I believe. But yeah, I was inspired by Darkwater to anodize one of these knives I got from Louis. Where is Louis? Sleeping? Maybe if he comes on here, he can. All I know is it's water, electricity, and bicarbonate soda, baking soda. So I'm gonna get these cleaned off here. I don't know if you've all seen this yet. I designed a new knife. This is a Tang. Hold on, I gotta get rid of these chats on my phone. It drives me nuts. Okay, this is my new design. This is the top, the spine. It has a bottle opener here. It's inspired after a Tonto shaped blade. And this is a can opener. I haven't seen a knife yet with a bottle opener and a can opener in the front. And it's got a Tang, so I'm going to do a wrapping, probably a leather. Brass here and brass in the back with a threaded cap. So it's in the making. And this is my new concept. I haven't even tried it on a can yet or a bottle, but I'm sure it's going to work perfect. Same exact dimensions off of one of my Scout knives. So, what do you think of that? When you open the bottle, you're going to have to hold the blade like this in the stab position or open the can. Which, you know, with the weight up here, it's going to be great leverage, man. Probably fly through a can now, unlike you would with a Scout knife. But that looks kind of badass in the front, don't it? I'm gonna have to call this one the Bear Claw or something. What's a good name? Help me name this knife, y'all. Let's do it. I'm gonna put a Puko style handle on it, with most likely the birch or stacked leather in the middle or wood in the middle with spacers, and brass spacers, and stacked leather on each side, just like I did that M2 I did. Dick's enormous. Yeah, okay, buddy. Bear Claw. You think that's a good name for that? It looks like a bear claw, kind of, don't it? Yeah. The Bear Claw Bushwhacker. Because this is high carbon steel. It'll cut through logs, no problem. The Bear Hook. I tried to get that Tonto grind and it just didn't work out, so I went with a full grind like a Spyderco. They didn't meet too well here. But it looks nice on both sides. Bladesmith. Tristan. But yeah, this is my new design. I can't wait to get this handle wrapped. It's gonna be cool. I mean, I'm even gonna make a Puko style sheath for it. So G-Man 200 should be the name. What's that stand for, Fat? Bear Claw, I like that so far. Resembles a shark. Call it the Jaws. The Jaws of life. The Jaws of knife. Knife, life, right? The Jaws of knife. I wouldn't put Trump on my jock strap. Come on. Reminds me of a bottle opener. That's a bottle opener. That's a can opener. You got both there, Tristan. Bear opener. That's a cool name. No. How about bear down like the Chicago Bears, right? Bear down under. The bear down under. That's got a ring to it, I think, don't it? Go Giants. They don't stand a chance against Chicago this year. Not too many teams will. Giants can't even get a good receiving core, let alone hold on to a great quarterback. And right now in the NFL, we got the number one prospect quarterback. Open a can of whoop ass. Well, I don't need this to open a can of whoop ass. No, let's not talk about that though. So yeah, I got this cubit here apart, and I sanded it to 1,000 grit. Took off all the finish on the front. I'm gonna leave the blue, and I'm gonna go for that deep purple that Dark Water did. What up, Dark Water? Welcome, bud. You got me inspired, man. I took a cubit apart, and I sanded it to 1,000 grit. Now I'll get some acetone, clean it off. And what was your mix of bicarbonate in the water? 1/3, 1/2. Sup, boats? Yeah. What up, shipmate? Dark Water's in the house, yo. But anyways, Dark Water, here's my new knife I designed. It's inspired after the Tonto, and I'm going to do a wrapped handle, leather and wrapped leather, brass spacers, probably G10, wrapped leather, brass spacers, G10, brass. And I've never seen a knife with a bottle opener on it. The cubit's got a bottle opener. You'll see that tonight. But how about a can opener in the front? I never seen a knife with a can opener and a bottle opener, so I designed one out of 1085. You hold this thing like that, open them cans with ease. Yeah, I can't wait to get it done. I'm gonna work on it. I got a full grind on it like a Spyderco. Let's talk about Spyderco. I wanted to show you something, Dark Water. Let me see here. Okay, y'all have upped their game in the knife industry to meet American standards and specs so that they can continue to sell in the American market. We'll drop them. First of all, If you're a knife collector and you don't have one of these knives, you're slacking. You got to have a Boker Mermaid. Every serious knife collector has the rainbow Boker Mermaid. You got to have it. I'm telling you. Ain't she a beauty? Kind of reminds me when I went from being a pollywog to a shellback. She's a beauty. Boker Magnum. But I wanted to show Gonzo knife tools from China. Okay. Now, Gonzo knife tools, they've been a tool company for almost 100 years, if not more. I'm not 100% certain. But the Gonzo brand, right? You got the Mustang shield on them from Gonzo. Now, a lot of people want to frown from, Chinese knives and whatnot, and want to buy all American. I understand that. That's your choice. But they got a clone of a Spyderco out, and I tell you what, this is 440C. It's not 440. This is the best 440 stainless you can get in a knife. Out of the box, for $14.95 is what this knife cost me. And I put this up against my Spyderco Native, and it's just as well built, solid as a Native. And out of the box, this is probably the sharpest knife I've ever got. Over a $200-300 knife, it don't matter. And you will not know until you buy one of these how sharp these things really are. I'm telling you. And for $14.95, get you 5 of them. Now, Gonzo does make high-end modern folders. They make a couple of them, in fact, and they have S90V on them. You know what I mean? So they use powder metallurgy steels. Hold on, I'm kind of fading out here. I'm gonna reboot. Oh, I don't know why this camera's doing this. I don't know why it's fading out like this. But yeah, I mean, sharpest knife I've ever got out of a box. I mean, it just flies through paper. You barely touch it. Doesn't matter the thickness. I mean, you got to get one to try it. So anyways, better. That's cool. Dark Water still with me? His camera won't focus due to the movement. Needs to move camera back. Oh, is that the solution there? How's that? Love you, Justin. Okay, maybe that'll help. Maybe he's right. I don't know. It looks like oh, I moved it. I moved it and it went crappy. Okay. Yeah, you got to check out these knives. I'm telling you what, you get one and review it, Darkwater. I'm telling you what, buddy. It's sharp. 440C. Same as the Buck 110 before they went to 428C. I mean, it's sharp. Crazy sharp. Crazy sharp. And I've only got 3 Gonzos, so I'm gonna get their exclusive S90V knife just to have it, because I've had these for a few years and I haven't bought any until I bought this the other day. I couldn't believe the price. Now they got a paramilitary 2 style. This is the paramilitary 3 size, the smaller size. It's more comparable to the Native. Here's the Native. I don't know why my man. What? See, I moved the camera way back, and it's still doing it. There's the Native. There's the Gonzo. Basically, the Native's a little tiny bit longer in a handle, tiny bit longer blade. Basically the same material and handles. Molded injected plastic. This is a $220 knife. I mean, it's not a cheap one. And I tell you what, this thing, I'll cut it right out of the box, without a doubt. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. I'd hate to go to OBS and lose you all, but if I have to go to my Streamline, I'm going to have to, because this... Okay, I rebooted. Yeah, okay, once again, about the same size. The native and the Gonzo, $15, $225. You know, but like I said, you can get those in S90V. I mean, they got powder metallurgy exclusive, you know, better modern knives. But yeah, I mean, crazy good knife company. So there's Louis finally. He woke up, huh? All right, buddy. Welcome back. Okay, like I said, Darkwater inspired me to do this tonight. I've never done it, so I'm going to give it a shot. You know, I've done lots of things in knives in my life. But anodizing, now this is aluminum. This is going to work, right? It's not titanium. If you hear Darkwater, I'm pretty sure you can do it too. So I'm going to try to get rid of some of this clutter on my table. Switch the camera around. What is going on here? Okay. Louis, this is your cubit, buddy. Defaced. The one you sent me. We're going to give her a nice look here, I think. But what is wrong with my phone? I mean, this is crazy. I'm going to take off the... be right back. Okay, I took off the Wi-Fi. See if that helps. Maybe it's my router tonight. Who knows? I mean, this is crazy. So, yeah, I defaced your cubit, and I'm going to try to anodize it. So, I've never done aluminum. I think Darkwater was using titanium. But I think both you can anodize. I'm not sure. If not, maybe I'll carve something in it. Maybe I'll put a bear on it. Hand carve a bear on it. You can't see me. Why can't you? I'm right here. I didn't go anywhere. How about now? Can you see me now? Can't see me. Can you see me now? I'll tell you what. I'll go to OBS and it'll be perfect. No fading, no nothing. It says I'm live right now. Nobody's talking. I don't know why. Hello? Can you see me? Okay, I'm sorry, fellas. I wasn't scrolled down on the comments. I didn't see it. Man, I'm off to a great start tonight. Okay, no sound. I got sound. I didn't mute it. Can you hear me? No sound. You're back now. I'm back now. That means I have sound? Now good. Okay, cool. Leatherman Surge. Sound, yes. Yes, we can hear you. All right. I had to reboot and I got rid of my Wi-Fi on my phone. So I'm going off the cell tower. And it's a lot better. Okay. I asked Darkwater if he's still here. He probably went to bed because he's got to report to duty, I think, tomorrow. But I'm going to try to anodize this aluminum like he did. So I'll get this set up. My space here. Go get my camera. Or my electrical machine. That's what I have to do too. You gonna anodize yours too? Leatherman Surge. What about the Leatherman Surge? Did you get your surge in that sheath of mine you won? Saying hi? Oh, Leatherman Surge is the name. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Leatherman. Oh, hello. McFly. All right, brother. I'm not used to seeing Leatherman Surge as a name on YouTube. Even though I have seen you on Dark Waters before and a couple others. It's hard to remember everything when you're 60 years old, you know? So let me go get my electrical machine. Oh, I gotta set it over here. My plug won't reach over there. Oh, will it? Okay. Now get some fresh water. I didn't even test to see if these will fit in there. I can do one at a time. Okay. Well, that's all I got in baking soda. You know what? I forgot. I'm gonna get some. Wiping these in acetone. There's no oil on them for my fingers. All right, I guess we'll see what happens, huh? Try to get the camera view a little better here. You all see that pretty good? Okay, see what happens here. Well, I don't really see anything happening. Is there a trick to doing aluminum? This is my first time doing it. I don't see no color change. Does this only work with titanium or what? I'm not teaching nobody nothing. I'm experimenting. I asked on this page if I could do aluminum. Nobody answered me. There's 22 volts. $29.20, he said. Well, I tell you what, the baking soda's turning blue. It must be from the blue on the knife, I don't know, but there ain't nothing happening there. I'm gonna have to anodize with something else. I know you can anodize aluminum, but I don't think this electric baking soda thing's working. Yeah, there ain't nothing happening on this. A needle? It's a copper wire. It's the best, one of the best conductors you can get. But he was using titanium too, remember? This ain't titanium, this is aluminum. The baking soda's turned blue from the blue dye that's on the aluminum, I guess. Gold is best. Nope, platinum's better. Yeah, it's stripping the blue probably. I'll look online real quick and see what they recommend for. Yeah, this didn't do nothing. Let me look online here real quick. Okay. Easily analyze aluminum at home. Acidic procedure. It's sterilized, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel once again. So today we're going to just show you a very simple anodizing technique that I use. So let's just jump right in. Let's get started. So first, you're just going to need some distilled water. Might want to pick up some battery acid that I got right over here that I already filled up this jar right here. And this is just some plain distilled water just to rinse off the part. And I'll be doing this piece that you saw on my other channel, my latest one. So we're going to anodize this blue today. So I went ahead already and cleaned this up, and I used just simple green, wiped it all down, splashed it all off just to make sure it was clean. And this is just a piece of aluminum wire I can use to hook it up. And that's just going to sit right into the acid. And now all I need to do is hook up the negative. And this is just another piece of aluminum. And I'll hook this up to the positive. So I'll go ahead and turn this on, and I'll put it at 2 amps, and we'll let this run for an hour. And if everything is working correctly, you should be able to see bubbles coming up. Just like that, you can see the bubbles. Now I am doing this in my garage. I would suggest doing this in a well-ventilated area so you're not breathing in any of this toxic gas that's coming out. So the dye I am using is this Brit dye, just a clothing dye.
Oh, you gotta use a dye. And it takes 2 hours. Wow.
Nylon, whatever. And it's just Brit brand. And you can get this pretty much anywhere. It's, I don't know, $2 or something like that. So that's what I'll be doing. And I already have this already heating up to about 135, 140 degrees on the stove. So after an hour, this is ready. We'll be ready to just dump this in and get the ink to sit onto that piece. So over here, you can see that I got the ink boiling over here. And once this gets up to about 140 degrees, I'm just going to go ahead and turn this off. And I'm just using a simple thermometer just to test to see where it's at, because I know obviously that's boiling, so that's hotter than this is. So we'll just monitor it periodically and see. So here we are. Let's check the temperature of this.
Just get the paintbrush out. It'd be a lot faster, right?
As you can see, that's right around 143 degrees. So I'll just go ahead and put this on a really low heat just to kind of maintain it at that. All right, so this has been going for about 50 minutes or so that should be good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug this, get this hooked up. We'll get this rinsed off into the distilled water, and then we'll submerge it into the dye.
So he ran that 2 hours in the distilled water.
And I'll just spray some distilled water onto it just to try and rinse off some of the acid at first.
Huh.
And we'll swash it around inside the distilled water. Make sure that any acid remaining is gone.
Don't die. Why?
That should be all right. And then we'll put it into the die.
I got some turquoise dye.
And we'll let this sit for about 10 minutes.
But it's oil-based. I don't know if I can even use it.
About even just a few the dye already. So I'll leave this in here for about 10 minutes or so before I put it into the boiling water. All right, so right here I got the water boiling, and this has been in here for about 12, 15 minutes or so, as you can see. So I'm just going to submerge this now into the boiling water just to seal up all the ink. And we'll leave that to sit in there for about 5-10 minutes or so. All right, so here is the final piece. As you can tell, the bottom didn't really get fully anodized, and there may be, and the top also didn't. That could be for numerous reasons. It could have happened because it sat so low in the tank and the cathode was actually up higher, so it didn't get fully anodized. Same with the top. Might have been sticking out just a little bit because my buckets weren't quite big enough. But there you go. There's a result that I got. Now, adjusting some of the settings might make it a little bit better. And I did do this in my garage, so it is about 120 degrees in there. So you want the temperature of the acid to be around degrees. So I did have to cool this off with some ice, but I don't think I fully cooled it off enough to get it to anodize perfectly, but that's okay. It also could have been affected because of the surface finish on it, along with maybe I didn't clean it good enough. So there's numerous reasons why that could have happened. Now I went ahead and did a few other ones, and as you'll see, let's take a look at this one, which I think looks really cool. It looks like a marbled speckled kinda, but also this probably happened because it wasn't fully cleaned. The temperature did rise significantly in the second batch, so this is probably going at around 78 to 80 degrees, and that's not ideal, and you'll probably end up with something like that. But if you like that, which I actually really do, then hey, maybe you might want to do that and just raise the temperature a little bit. And I did one other one.
Okay, here's what I did. I put the dye in the water. It's got baking soda in it. And it's bubbling, so we'll see if there's any change. If not, I'm just gonna do something else to it. Probably helped if the water was warm. Yeah, no, it's not doing nothing, folks. So we'll ditch this idea. I got something else cool I can do instead. I'll have to get the appropriate dyes. I'll do something entirely different here for y'all. About the fabric vinyl. I'm gonna try it. This stuff sticks pretty good. Blue and black, right? The mermaid boker. What about that? That's probably anodized, but it's not titanium. I'm experimenting right now, Benson. Seeing my options here. This is the boker. Why would I anodize this? It's metal. The whole thing's metal. This is a honker, man. I'm not touching this. This is staying the way it is. This is my a collectible item. So, How about we try stonewashing it? Right, right. I'm gonna dip it in acid and see what happens. I'm sure it'll eat all this blue off too. But I think you can etch aluminum with acid. So I'll do a stonewash look on it. Maybe I'll etch my logo on it, huh? Kodiak Edge. Let's give that a try, huh? Let me get set up. Okay, we got acid. I'm pretty sure this will etch that. And I'm sure it'll take this blue right off of it. So we'll see. There's one. Oh, it's bubbling, folks. That means it's working. I want to get no finger oils on this. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's etching it big time. I'll leave it in there for about 5 minutes. Bad camera, huh? Yeah, I got a new Z Fold 6 coming in the mail from Verizon. Samsung, I got a Z Fold 6 coming. This is what it's what I have now, and it's Yeah, it's clear now. Wow. I remember to put this thing back together. I'll figure it out. It is darkening the metal or the aluminum. The only way I can do it, Louis, to unlock Polywog, and he told me it was probably the 29th, and I went on every video from the 29th to the 15th, and I can't find him. So some reason he vanished. You got to go in the bell, your notifications up in the bell, and look for the notification where he was muted. And I'm thinking the person that muted him has to do it because I can't find him. And you got to click the three dots in the notification under you muted Polywog. Then you got to redo the thing and go over and click it again. I know how to do it, but I can't find him right now. Does he have a page, a regular page where I can go to it and do it? I know Polywog's a nice guy. I want him on my live streams. But we'll get this sorted out. I don't even know who the moderator was that did that to him. It wasn't me. Okay, I'll switch you over, Louis. I can figure out how to do that. Okay, I clicked on your moderator. Now I'm going to click on you again. Okay, now how do I make you a moderator again? Come on, man. Arizona. Click on your name. Add as moderator. Okay. All right. Save. There you go, Louis. You're now a main moderator. Did you hear me? Oh, this thing's getting dark, you guys. She getting dark. Can you see it? I'll leave it in there for 10 minutes. Get it real dark. Take a drink. Okay. Cheers, everyone. Let's get some acid in my coffee, huh? Oh, here we go again with that stupid camera. I'm gonna have to reboot. I don't know why this phone's doing this. We don't have no rain coming in. Maybe there is. I don't know. I don't know what causes it. I know if I switch now to my OBS, I won't have them problems. Would you just rather I switch to OBS? I can put the camera in the same position or on the PC. Look how dark this thing's getting. Yeah, okay. It seems fine now. But if it does it again, I'm going to OBS. See if it's a focus thing, you know what I mean? Thanks, Leatherman Edge. I love doing leather work, man. I'll show you the very first pistol holster I made, and then I'll show you my last one. Here's my very first. This is one of the first times I've ever attempted floral stamping. I made it for a 357 Magnum. You see I got empty 357 cartridges in it. But I stamped the belt all the way around. Carved it, I should say. Oak leaves. This is my first. It's dusty. And now I gotta buy a 357 to put in it. Here's a dozen holsters later. Yeah, that's the way they were made. Okay, I'm gonna take these out. I think they're dark enough. Now I gotta neutralize it in baking soda, like metal. So the only baking soda I got left is in this blue dye. Look at how dark that is. Looks kind of cool though. It didn't take the blue off. Oh, it's fizzing, so that means it's working. Neutralizing the acid. It'll look cool, I think, with blue edges and stonewash sides, right? It doesn't have to be another color, I don't think. That's why I didn't sand off the sides. Use it as an accent. Let me get this acid out of here. Make sure I get all that acid off of there. It's the cubit. The one Louis sent me. One looks darker than the other, though, don't it? I guess that don't matter. Now for my tumbling process, I don't use rocks. This is much quicker. Oh, I tell you what, this is looking badass. Hey, you with the knife in your hands. What up, Big Jim? I'm stonewashing in aluminum scales. Look at that, yo. Doesn't that look cool? You can stonewash aluminum just like metal. And I might take it a step further here in a second. I'll show you all. Everything's about experimenting, right? All right, here's before. This is after. Stonewash with a blue accent. And oh shoot, almost lost the screw. This pocket clip looks like it's stonewashed already. Not really. I can dip it in the acid. This looks metal. It'll probably get a lot darker. I like that. What do you think, y'all? That look cool? Yeah, it turned out cool, man. It looks like a pounded finished aluminum. Maybe I should do the blade too, huh? I think so. I think we got to do this blade, guys. Yeah. Make the whole thing stonewashed. Come on, camera. Yeah, I think we gotta stonewash this blade now. Yeah, I'm gonna dip the clip and the blade. This is stainless steel, so it won't get as dark as carbon steel. It's 14C28N, I think it says on it. Yeah, 14C28N. So it doesn't have too high of chromium in it, so it should get a good dark color to it. I'm doing the blade and the clip. I gotta wash them with some acetone. Man, I tell you. Sometimes acetone don't get all that food off of her, so I put that Gojo hand cleaner on it. Man, this stuff works like magic. Taking food gunk off of your knives. I ate at Cracker Barrel tonight. Ordered steak and shrimp. And them steak knives they give you are dull. I mean dull. So the old Cubic cut my steak dinner up tonight. Yeah, look at how clean that is now after that. Hold on. After the Gojo hand cleaner. Now I'll put some acetone on it. Get anything left over from that Gojo off. You got any oils from your hand or any cleaning solvents on your metal? When you dip it in the acid, it won't, wherever that is settling on the blade, it's not going to etch. Must be clean, and I mean clean. This is the all-around shop magic acetone. It removes all oils and dirt except for grimy food stains. And you know what, too, guys? I gotta put a hamon on this. What do you think? A Japanese hamon. Remember when I did that other blade? I think that's begging for a hamon. What do you think? If you haven't seen my last night's live, the Swiss Tech, I took it apart. I showed you how it was made. And it's fascinating. This rear spacer part is actually a puzzle piece. There's a round piece and a round hole on the red. They snap together. And then it's screwed down. It's pretty amazing. So if you haven't seen my live last night, it's around the last 10, 15 minutes of my live I did this. Maybe longer, I don't know. Look around on it if you don't want to watch the whole live from last night, but I couldn't get it apart. So, no, it wasn't this one. It wasn't this folder. It was my fixed blade. This thing here's like a puzzle piece, that red spacer. Stop, G-Man. Read the chat. Okay, hold on. All right. You broke out the Barlow. Boy, want to read the chat. Let me see here. I'll go up and read the chat. Everybody stop chatting for a second. What kind of wood is on the pokey knife? Oh, did I put ironwood on there? Yeah, that's ironwood, Jim. That's one of the prettiest woods knife makers love to use. Yep, you got my last 2 slabs of ironwood. Ironwood. Look it up. Do a Google search on ironwood. It's one of the top preferred choices from knife makers as handle scales. Did you get that, Jim? I'm sorry, man. Tanks. Doing the research for video. Cool. Yeah, it's ironwood, buddy. Like I said, it's one of the top preferred by knife makers. So is curly birch, and so is mammoth tooth now. Everybody's going to mammoth tooth, but it really jacks the price of a knife up. If I make you a bushcraft knife with mammoth tooth scales on it, it'll be $475 knife. That's simple. If I don't, and I just use ironwood, it'll be a $275. Thanks, Plane Spotter. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. And that's a solid brass spacer that surrounds that whole tang of that spear ears. It's as wide as that whole handle. I had to cut a slot out for the tang to fit in like a puzzle. And it's exactly the same thickness of the tang. That way when you put the wooden scales on, it's all flat, you know. But before I glued the handles on, I carved the brass on it. And then I epoxied it all together. Okay, pocket clip and that. I'm going to put a home on this. What do you think? I was a union carpenter millwright as a union tradesman. 43 years union carpenter millwright. I built everything from conveyors to worm drives for power plants to big power turbines for coal plants, and I disassembled, reassembled turbines for nuclear power plants. So I'm very mechanically inclined. And in them plants we used hydraulic torque wrenches, hydraulic socket wrenches, and I'm talking 1 3/4 to 2.5 inch. No, I'm sorry, 3 3/4 to 6 inch sockets on them turbines, and they're hydraulic. I got certified in well, I've always been a certified welder since high school. I took the co-op program of welding in high school my last 2 years, and then right out of high school I got certification as a welder. But I became a carpenter out of high school because my father was. So I joined the millwrights. The millwrights and the carpenters are together in the same hall. There is a individual millwright local, and then there's the carpenters millwrights, and then there's just the carpenters. I was a carpenter millwright. So most of the Amazon warehouses, we're the biggest hub in the nation right now in Will County here. We have 5 Amazon buildings over 3 million square feet apiece. They're over a quarter of a mile long. And I put the conveyors in 3 of them. Built all the conveyors in them. I built all the, I assembled all the robots in the Chicago-based Ford Motor Company plant. I put all the robots together in that. The robots that actually build the cars. So I put all them together in the Ford plant. So I've got a lot. And then I got certified laser specialist, laser alignment specialist, where I would take big worm drives in these powerful coal turbines and coal crushers. Siemens Westinghouse motors where these worm drives turn and they grab the coal and they move it from one spot to the next. And they're driven by a 400 compatible horse Siemens motors. And all that travels within 20 feet. That worm drive's like 16 feet. And I got to line it all the way through the motor and out through the worm drive with the laser alignment. And it takes approximately a day or two to do one worm drive, and we were there for several weeks doing many of them. But that's the mechanical part of me. I mean, and then in the end, I worked for a company, put all the concrete in for Key Witt for a power generation station, and then I did all the scaffold work. Done a lot of scaffold work too in these plants, every one of them. Picked up the banana trapper knife for 30 bucks. That's cool, though. Yep, I'm a veteran too. I'm not big on the multi-tools. I do have one Leatherman. It's not a Surge. I was thinking, maybe I'm going to get me a Surge because if I'm going to have one great Leatherman, I might as well have a Surge. But I got one for my AR-15. It's an older model. It's the Gravity. It's got all the tools marked on the outside, and then it's got the when you collapse the blade, it's got the 3/8 drive for my gun cleaning rod. And I keep this in my shooting bag when I go shooting, or I do most of my shooting in my own backyard. I got 6 acres to shoot on. But if occasionally I go to a range or something, or meet the boys somewhere, I'll take this with me with my 300 Blackout. Sometimes I'll take my it's cheaper. A lot of times I take my original Colt with iron sights, AR-15, 223. But yeah, this is always with my gun bag when I go. And it's always here if I need it. Yeah, OHT. That's what it says right on it. OHT. Exactly. I like everything's liner lock in this too. That's what I love about it. The saw's liner lock, and then everything's marked on the outside, tells you what's where. I mean, the shape of what's in it is on the scale, on the handles. Pretty cool. I'll never get rid of it. I've had this thing a long time. You can tell I use it. But I haven't bought one since. And I think I got this one for like 10 bucks at a garage sale or something. That's what I'm about. When I buy tools like this, I look for them at garage sales. Yeah, this is one of the best, you say? It's got a lot of features, that's for sure. Everything's liner lock. That's what I love about it. Nothing's a slip joint, you know? I think I got everything out. Screwdriver, seat belt cutter, saw, main blade, serrated knife, and a saw. It's got the can opener, Phillips, pry bar, standard, small standard. There's a medium standard on the seatbelt cutter. And then again, the pliers that are gravity, and then the 3/8 lug for the cleaning rod. I should make myself a nice leather sheath for it. I've been neglecting this poor thing. Maybe I'll take it completely apart one day and show everybody how it goes back together. Maybe I'll mod it. So anyways, I'm gonna get some wax out and put a hamon on this blade. They don't make this anymore, huh? So is it getting rare now, or is it? I'm sure there was a million of them made. Now why ain't that going back in? There it is. Gotta push that liner lock down. Yeah, I like it, man. This is the only Leatherman I've ever owned. Still works like it's new, and this thing's like, I don't know, 10 years old, maybe longer. It's got some good weight to it, I know that. You never seen one with the gravity feature? They got a lot of them, right, Leatherman? One hand works like new. I didn't even put no oil on this in a while either. It's just American quality, brother. I'm gonna get the Surge, I think, just to have it. You know what I mean? And I'll probably use it, tinkering around the yard and shit. I'll put it on my belt. Same as the Gerber center drive. That's cool. My buddy had a Gerber. It had the carabiner hook on it. And I said, you know, there's all kinds of cool attachments for this. He says, oh yeah, really? I said, yeah, you can get a hammer for it. So I got the hammer for it because he wanted me to put a blade on it. He broke the blade, I don't know, prying with it or some shit. So I ordered the blade, I ordered the hammer, and I ordered the hammer with the built-in 3/8 ratchet drive in it, and a bit set for him. So I totally tricked it out for him, sent it back to him. He loves it. He carries it clipped right to his pants all the time. "20 years ago, so yeah. But I bet you're surprised I had this one, right, Louis? In Leatherman. This is a cool one to have, man, I think. I'm glad I got it. I almost sent it to Louis. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I can't. At least I know if he got it from me, he would never sell it or pawn it for another knife or two. If you know what I mean. Okay, I'm going to get the wax out and get going on this. I can't even remember the name of the other knife I put that hamon on the other day. What knife was that, folks? I can't even remember without looking at the video. I got psoriasis on my lower back. Man, does it drive me nuts. Right here. Right above my ass cheeks. So I'm not scratching my ass if you're wondering. I got to go to the skin doctor, orthopedic doctor, whatever it is, and get the new cream. I ran out of the cream. I'm not talking about you. Who said any names? Ain't nobody say any names. My knives are sentimental, man. When I sell them or give them away, they gotta stay with you. Because I don't like my knives going to anybody. They're sentimental. They got sentimental memories and you know. What's a macasse? My oldest tool? Probably 55 years out of 60. Yeah, I'm going to get a Leatherman arc. Okay. Let me get something to stop drippage. And folks, this is how easy this is. I mean, it's not really hard. I'll just set it down on the tray. Hopefully, I'll get the camera over here. See what I'm doing. Buys a knife that can do what they want to do. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do, yeah. Okay. So let's just relax. Nobody said any names. It's not part of the deal, saying names. Okay. Now basically it's just a matter of heating up this wax. And have a lighter that doesn't burn out on you. Pockets full of stuff. Okay. You see I'm dripping the wax on the blade. It's as easy as that. Now I don't know how hot this is going to get. Probably hotter quicker. Yeah. This is where you don't want the acid to go. You could do it random, wherever you like. Wherever this wax is, the acid's not going to etch the blade. Ooh, man, is that getting hot, boys. Woo! I think that looks good on that side. Now you don't have to worry about losing your tempering because you really got to get up past probably 500-600 degrees. And this wax cools instantly, so. Flip it over to the other side. Let my lighter cool off a little bit. I keep sending them to you. Oh yeah. I send my boys stuff. I take care of you is all. I don't charge you near what I would somebody else. Hey Louie, did you got a tool in that sheath lighter holder? Or no? What is it? The sheath holder I made you? I want to see a video, buddy. I want to see a video of that lighter and keychain, your keychains on your side. And that Leatherman sheath I made you. I custom make them for you any way you want them, Leatherman Surge. I can do them in any type of material, any way with leather, any way with Kydex, ballistic nylon, it don't matter. I can make them out of anything. I got an upholstery shop and I can sew up any material. Okay, now the other side. Oh man. Come on. The other side came loose. It got hot for some reason. I don't know. I'll let it cool on there. Wax has fallen, made the circle part. You're going to see that after I dip it in the wax and clean it off. Now I'm getting my grubby hands on it. I shouldn't be touching it, but I think I need a little bit more wax right here. All right, I'll let that dry. That's good. That looks nice. Man, it's almost 4 o'clock on the East Coast time. There's my boy Claude. Almost 4 in the morning. He's waking up. What's going on, Big Jim? Talk to me, brother. Can't wait till tomorrow, or today, actually. Please don't make no more videos about elephants. Now I got some wax. Yeah. I had to put some more down here. Somehow it came off. I'm gonna have to hold this thing, I guess. There we go. That's good. April Fools, huh? Time to make the coffee. I got some Deep South coffee right here, brother. Cheers. Supposed to get our order tomorrow from Deep South. Deep South knives coming in tomorrow. Hopefully. Alright, now I gotta wipe off where I smeared on the blade. I'm telling you, you get any oil or hand smears on this, it's not going to take, especially on this too well, especially on the stainless steel. Now it's smearing. What the hell is going on here? Okay. I'm going in the acid. I'm going in the acid. Now this I'll probably leave in for 10 minutes. Ah. Okay, paper clips in. This is ferrochloric acid. You can also use apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. Anything really acidic. With the vinegars, you got to hold it in longer. You can see it's turning dark gray now. I don't think the carving tools. It's carving it. I want to put a carve rim around it. So I think this is stewed long enough. We'll take it out and get it cleaned up. I'll carve them scales with my Dremel tool. Back in the blue dip. Okay, here she is. You see it reacting with that acid reacting with that baking soda. Everywhere that wax was now, that's going to stay the original metal color. It's neutralizing the acid. Bicarbonate neutralizes acid. Even if it's sulfuric acid, it'll neutralize it. See how this clip looks. Oh, it's nice and dark now. Look at that. Oh yeah, he's dark. I love our country a lot too. What we used to stand for, what it still stands for. The only thing I hate about this country is the banks destroying it. I've had that speech before. Banks own everything. They own the government. They own everything. They control all the money. The ones destroying our money. They're the ones why it's getting so expensive for you to live. Since the 1913 Federal Reserve Act, the Federal Reserve, which is owned by the IMF, International Monetary Fund, it's essentially a cartel of international bankers that own and control our monetary system. And like I said, Henry Ford said in the 40s, if the American people only knew how the monetary system was set up in America today, there'd be a war tomorrow. People still just don't get it. They never listen to him. John F. Kennedy did, and that's why they took him out, because he tried to stop the Federal Reserve. They've destroyed the value of the dollar by 850% since 1913. 850%, folks. Just from Ronald Reagan till now, they destroyed it nearly 500% just in 4 decades. And they've been around a century. Looks pretty nice. Okay. You know, if it wasn't for the feds loaning all the fiat currency to the government, because the government don't make money. We've had a flat GDP for how many years? Maybe 2% at the most. $37 trillion in debt. And that creates monetary inflation. So basically, every president since Ronald Reagan's cost you around $5,000 to $6,000 a year more to live, each president, based on the amount that they borrow. Some less, some more. But in 4 years, nobody in 4 years in the history of our country as a U.S. president has borrowed more than Donald Trump. $9 trillion Nearly. Well, 8.2 trillion in 4 years. That's more than any president ever. In 4 years. Not 8 years, 4 years. He cost you around $4,000, $4,500 a year more to live. And you're paying that right now. Biden, he's going to cost us another $4,000 plus a year to live. He almost matched him. But his fiscal year ain't up until September 1st of this year. So he hasn't affected you as much as Trump's last 4 years has. You know, most Americans don't have a clue how this system works. So I can't argue with them, and I can't tell them the facts because they don't want to hear it. They just love the man. Whatever. But, yeah, that's what's making it difficult to live. That's the part about this country I hate, is the banks and how they own the government and everything important, all the important land, everything. They decide who wins and loses on Wall Street. Edward G. Griffin. No, it was Rothschild. He created the monetary system we use in America. Rockefeller married into the family. He was part of it too. It was Rockefeller and his buddy Carnegie that created the American Medical Association and the pharmaceutical industry. They essentially created customers, not cures. They drove all the natural healers out of this country, killed them, or got them out of the country. Created the big pharmaceutical industry and the American Medical Association to regulate doctors to basically sell drugs to create customers. The medical industry is not a healthcare industry. Some of them advertises as the great healthcare industry. Bullshit. It's medical. One drug to the next drug to the next drug, and you're done. In the monetary system, if you root it back, it does go back to the Bible. Cain and Abel. Cain killed his brother Abel. He was cursed by God. Cain created his followers, which were called Canaanites. Sons of Cain. They were his disciples. And essentially, they are the ones that created the monetary system around the world. A lot of them are from Georgia, the country Georgia. They basically took over Israel, killed or got rid of 85% of the real Catholic Jews. So there's like 70% of the today in Israel that are actually they never converted over their Catholicism to Judaism, so they're not really real Jews, and they own the country. They are the monetary devil, the one that's costing us to live beyond no means. People just don't get that. It's not about the word. Yeah, I mean, most Americans don't practice the word. They don't know what the word is. Feminism destroyed this country. It's all centered around feminism now, not the Bible. And feminism was created by the banks. It was created by the ones that wanted to dumb down our society by using it as a tool. And they use feminism as a tool around the world to do the same thing. All over Europe, Eastern countries. They financed and paid for the women's rights and their movement and everything else. Because in America, only 43% of Americans work. That was the male population. So getting the women involved, cha-ching. It's all about the money. Follow the money. I have for 40 years. So anyways, enough of that. Let's get back to this. As you can see, I'm wiping this wax off the best I can. So it's better to heat it off. And it's not a Democrat thing and it's not a Republican thing, okay? People think the Democrats are destroying this country. No, they're not. They're owned. They're controlled. The banks are destroying this country. Get that straight. Figure that out. Do your own research like I have for 40 years. I even went to college for this. The banks own Washington. They make the rules. They own the Supreme Court. They own it all. There ain't no Democrat going to come along, and there ain't no Republican going to come along to save you from monetary inflation created by the banks. They're just going to get deeper and deeper in their pocket, as they have been doing for a century. More and more each year. Until we do like Ron Paul, a Republican at that. Time to end the feds. And we can do it. It's called starve the banks. Take your money out of them. Don't use them. Be done with them. They're gone. They'll collapse. That's what needs to happen. That will wake Washington up and recreate the two-party system that used to be. Because now it's just the same bird with two wings. You're no longer the true constituent in Washington. And I got relatives that were state representatives. I know what the hell I'm talking about. So, pardon my French. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to use that word. But anyways, enough of that. I'm not here to talk about the Bible, and I'm not here to talk about politics. Sometimes you guys just get me going. Take what I said with a grain of salt and do your own research. That's all I got to say. So I think I'm going to have to heat this up. Do we? Washington has no hope. Nope, it don't. Okay, we're done with Washington. It's 2025, Bob, not 1987. Yeah, it's 2025, all right. 36 trillion in debt from 980 billion in 1987. We've never been over $1 trillion in debt, and there's a reason why. Why do we funnel $1 trillion to the Pentagon for useless wars of weapons that never make it there to the battlefield? 80% of it never did. I was serving. And it's a fact that most of it don't. 50 private contractors sucking the leech off the government's, off of you, to make useless weapons of war that never make it there. It's all a scam, folks. Until we stop the banks, it doesn't matter. We won't go back to 87. That's when there was a middle class in America. You want to be in the middle class in America today, you got to make $175,000 a year with adjustment of inflation. Working class, working poor. That's all we got. Banks are draining the wealth. Now, I'm looking for my blow dryer. I can heat this up a little bit better. Okay, folks, let me get some acetone on this. One side turned out really nice. The other side, the wax kind of, I don't know how it got in it, but I'm assuming the acid got in underneath it. But I can sand it off. There you go. An artificial hamon made with wax. The acid etched everything the wax wasn't at. Now if you look at the other side, somehow it got underneath over here. But like I said, I can sand that out. So when it goes back on the knife, okay, now time to stonewash it. Ow. Okay. Let me see now if I can do with my Dremel tool what I want to do. I plugged the wrong one in. Imagine that. my phone and hold it. Well, I'll tell you what, I really don't like that. Yeah. It just looks too rough. Uh-oh. Starting to storm out. Plan B, folks. We got storms rolling. Maybe the storms are affecting it. It's not a cheap camera. This is a Z Fold 6, and it was $1,600 phone. Just I've had some problems with it, and the folding part of it, when you open it up, you don't see the big screen anymore. So I got insurance on it. I sent them $100. They sent me a new one back. Who knows? Storms could affect the cell tower signals, right? I don't have it on Wi-Fi right now. Seemed like it was worse than Wi-Fi, but you know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe I should switch over to OBS now. And then you're all going to have to go to my... Wait a couple minutes while I switch over. Plan B is a pound finish. I'm going to do a pound finish on these scales. I don't like this. It's too choppy. I don't know. Do you guys like it? It's not right. I'll do a pound finish on this. And if I got to redip it, I will. Pound finish is easy. I'm going to switch over to OBS and you guys can follow me over there. Okay, I'll see you in a bit.